If this issue had to do with breach of security in whatever form, the question that should naturally be asked, who controls the police, the military, and the DSS, the governor or the president? Now, ladies and gentlemen, our demand and call to action. Number one, immediate reversal. We call on President Bola Tinubu to immediately revoke this unconstitutional proclamation and reinstate the elected governor, deputy governor, and state assembly of Rivers State. 2, National Assembly reduction. We call on patriotic senators and representatives to vote against this illegal action when it comes before them for approval. The National Assembly must stand on the right side of history and not allow itself to be used to legitimize an unconstitutional power grab. Three, judicial intervention. We urge the judiciary to act swiftly in striking down this proclamation, as it sets a dangerous precedent that could be used to arbitrarily remove any governor in the future. I am very happy to read the ruling of a judge in Rivers State which directed a status quo. Number 4, Nigerians must defend democracy. It's not only the responsibility of the opposition to defend democracy. It's the responsibility of all Nigerians, all of you, to defend democracy. Otherwise, there won't be a Nigeria. We call on all civil society organizations, political groups, and Nigerians of good conscience to stand firm in the defense of this democracy that we all have toiled to build. Rivers State is not a conquered territory, and Nigeria is not a dictatorship requiring the replacement of an elected governor with a military administrator. We recall that even when a previous administration had declared a state of administration in parts of the country bedeviled by insurgency and acts of terrorism, the governors of the concerned states were not removed from office, as this administration has done. This action by Tinubu, therefore, represents a new law for our country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the historical unrest in the Niger Delta should not be forgotten so soon. Past administration had made great efforts and sacrifices to restore peace and stability to the Niger Delta, which is critical to the economic health and stability of Nigeria itself. This federal government should not manufacture political crises that could disrupt the fragile stability and return the country to the past that we have all prayed to leave behind for good. We must never allow personal political interests and the desire to hold on to power at all costs to throw the country into unavoidable chaos through brazen subversion of the principles of federalism, democracy, and constitutional governance. This is not just about Rivers State. It is about the future of Nigeria's democracy. Thank you. We have a panel of representatives, and we welcome any question. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
If you have a question, just signify, identify yourself, the media represent, and why other people will recognize you. Okay, Channel is here. Yeah, Channel.
Your Excellency, my name is Friday. I work for Channel TV. I would like to ask, sir, some will have the view. I think I'm audible enough.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right, sir. Like I said earlier, my name is Friday, and I work for Channel TV. I would like to ask, sir, some some will have the view that the push by this coalition is coming a bit late, like medicine after death. We saw the whole political drama that was happening in Rivers State before it climaxed. That's 2 days ago, right? Yes, with the declaration of the state of emergency. Why have the opposition parties been so quiet until the president took that decision that now they been fit to come? Is it not too late for this reversal to happen?
I personally don't think it is too late, because it was all the time assumed that it was, first of all, an internal affairs of the Rivers State, political structure. Secondly, it was an intra-party issue. If you ask me whether the PDP, which is supposed to be in charge in Rivers State, whether the PDP acted in good time to try to forestall this state of emergency, that would be a different thing altogether. But I am not here representing the PDP as a party.
Your Excellency, sir, my name is Amadin Uyi. I'm with New Central Television. Sir, this coalition speaking against events in Rivers State. The last time we have seen representatives from the major opposition parties, the PDP, the SDP, and the Labour Party. We know that in politics, sometimes it takes one event for politicians to rise up in unison to say enough is enough. And the last time we saw this kind of coalition was prior to the 2015 general elections. Sir, are we seeing this united front go ahead into the 2027 general election, thus assuming is the bet of a major opposition against the APC? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
My name is Governor Atiku Abubakar. Your Excellency, the federal government they made the argument that Obasanjo also declared the state of emergency in Plateau State and in Ekiti. And in those two instances, the governors were removed. So they are saying that, look, there's a precedent for it, and that gives them impetus to remove or to suspend Governor Fubara. I want to know what you think about that argument. That is number one. Secondly, have you reached out personally to any of the lawmakers, either in the House of Reps or in the Senate? Because it's 2/3 majority that is needed, and the ruling party doesn't have that. Have you been meeting with them behind the scenes? Thank you.
Let me start with the last one. As a coalition of opposition political parties, we have reached out to our members in the National Assembly. Okay. On the issue of previous, state of emergencies, that occurred during, our administration, I will invite Malam Nasir El-Rufai, to also interject. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. You can't hear me. No, you will get me. You will hear me.
Looks like the place is not digital.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the two cases referred to occurred during the Obasanjo administration, in which both His Excellency, the former Vice President, and my humble self were a part of. And it is true that in those cases the governors were suspended. These suspensions were challenged in the courts. In 2006, the Supreme Court of Nigeria gave a judgment clearly stating that even though by then Daria had been restored to office, but lashed the Obasanjo administration and said that under no circumstances would the emergency provisions in Section 305 be used to remove any elected official. That is the law. The Supreme Court has spoken. No legislation or constitutional amendment has changed that. So that is the law. No one, no person or authority can remove an elected official, whether governor, deputy governor, or member of the legislature, without going through the due process of law. In the case of governor, via impeachment. In the case of legislators, through recall. Those are the only ways you can remove an elected person. You cannot tamper with the mandate of the people under Section 305 of the Constitution. The Supreme Court has spoken, and it's very, very clear. What President Tinubu has done is violently unconstitutional and unlawful. And our hope is that the National Assembly will, for once today, this National Assembly, that everyone accuses of being rubber stamp, will at least for once stand with the people of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
We have come to the end of this.
Yeah, I should have added that.
Yes. This is how it starts.